Hey guys, I have gotten a ton of responses from the last video I made, and God, it was so late at night, and I made the video twice because there's so much I wanted to say and tell you guys about what it's really about to have gastric bypass. And some of the responses are, you know, in your first videos you said you would tell everybody to go for it. Would you do it again? Or would you tell us all that again? And absolutely I would, because I believe that overeating is an addiction, and I believe that there are certain, whether they're hardwired or not hardwired, pathways in our brain that lead us to be addicted to food. Now, that's not to say that there's an excuse for it. Oh, by the way, I just got done working out. I'm a hot mess, and really, I'm hot too. But anyway, whatever. Okay, so my belief is that overeating is an addiction, or eating in general is an addiction, just like any drug addiction, just like any alcohol addiction. And when I remember that in my head, I sort of have a fail-safe. And the reason I say that is I'm not safe from failing. Nobody's safe from failing this. We all can relapse into our old habits. Right away you can't. I mean, I don't think you really can relapse into your old ways right away. If you do that, you'll probably really hurt yourself badly and destroy your pouch. But not to mention that there is a possibility of not surviving if you try to revert back to your old ways right away after gastric bypass. I also have friends who are a lot farther out than me. I'm only 10 weeks, maybe 11 almost, but they say after a while you can eat more, up to like a cup or more, and almost anything you want after that. That is tricky. That is very tricky. That's very hard. That's why it's so important to focus yourself immediately after you have the surgery. But what would I say? What would I do? I mean, how do I do this fail-safe thing, or how do I keep myself on track? Well, it's that idea about addiction and knowing what addictions really are, and knowing that if I do feel like I want to eat something that I know I shouldn't, or if I do feel like, oh, I'm satisfied where I am and I'm going to settle for what I have, then I really start taking a look at, could that possibly be my head talking? Could that be the addiction speaking to me? Because it is really our minds that need to change. It's nice that we have a tool that changes our tummies, our stomachs, and forces us to not be able to do those bad behaviors. But ultimately, working on the head game is serious, and it's serious business at the beginning. And really taking note of what is going on with your life and with you when you feel like eating the candy, or when you feel like having something like chips or something like that. And don't get me wrong, I am not the one to say I haven't done it already. I have eaten Doritos and stuff like that. And then I think back and I think, God, I really didn't need to do that. I mean, there was no reason to. So I try to think, what was going on? And I even try to catch myself in the moment. The idea about addiction and eating to live, they're kind of like opposite ends of the spectrum. Addictions are you eat whatever you want, you live to eat, and this is how I feel about it. And eating to live is only putting the stuff in your body and in your mouth that's going to keep you healthy and keep you strong and feeling well at that time. So if I remind myself that here I am in the middle of the spectrum of addiction versus eating to live, and my addictions, my head can take over and pull me back that way, and it does want to often pull me back that way, and I think of it as it's my addiction talking. It's my mind thinking that I'm going to kill it if I don't get this certain kind of food, and it's not the truth. And if you remember that it's not the truth, it makes it 10 times easier to tell your addiction, I know this sounds really cheesy, but to tell your addiction, fuck off, or hell no, I'm not gonna give in. So thinking about your obesity and overweight issues and health problems, and thinking of it in relation to an addiction, and that we are addicted to food and what addictions do and what they tell your brain, really helps me a lot. But absolutely, would I go back down that hallway and do it again? In a heartbeat, I would. In a heartbeat. I am thanking my lucky stars that I was able to get this. And for those of you who are pre-op, you're going to be just fine. You're right, the reality is a harsh one at first, but you give yourself a little bit of time beforehand doing the fast, and it really sets you in motion for your new lifestyle. I guess that was my practice. My surgeon told me to practice chewing 30 times. That was really hard when I still had a big stomach, but the minute that you don't chew something well enough after you have the surgery, you will change your mind. It's a negative reinforcement, so to speak, of not doing something. Use that little honeymoon period, the 3 or 4 months after gastric bypass, to really get your head on right, and you're going to be absolutely fine. Good luck to all of you, and thank you for all my new subscribers. And please keep it coming with this. This helps me. This is what helps me stay on track. You guys help me stay on track. So keep it coming, please, and have an awesome day. Bye.